And we are back here at court number 1 for this game between the Impact and the Hornets. The Hornets on offense right now. And they give the ball over. And again, this will be a matter of getting rosters as we possibly can, folks. This is a very fast-paced tournament, so getting scores and getting all kinds of rosters, all that kind of thing, it's tough, but we try the best we can. And there's a shot underneath. That is up, and that is no good, and that is rebounded by the Impact, and they're going to say jump ball. The jump ball will favor the Hornets. So it is Jeremy Scott here at court number 3. I'm sorry, court number 1. And there's a shot. That is up, and that is no good. And that is taken, and back comes Impact down the floor. That is number 1, puts it up and in there. So the Impact with 2 quick ones right there, and that makes the score 2-0. Hornets on offense now. There's going to be a quick foul. Hornets coach telling his team, run the floor. So stepping up to the line now for the Hornets, that is number 2, who I do believe is Robinson. See, what's nice about this team, their names are actually on the backs of their jerseys, so we can kind of see, even if we don't have the rosters right in front of us, what their names are. So number 2, Robinson, and she misses on the front end of this 2-shot situation. Robinson. Second shot up, and this one no good. And so Robinson goes 0 for 2 with that trip to the foul line, and back comes the Impact now on offense. There's a big shot. That's a big, long shot. That's up, and that's no good, and that's rebounded by the Hornets. Hornets pushing the ball back down the floor. Kind of a half-court press there, and they are able to beat it. And there's a steal, stolen away by the Impact. Number 3 bringing the ball back down the floor. Up, and that is going to be knocked out of bounds. And so she was contested on that shot, and they got just enough of a piece of that to knock it out of bounds. It was all ball, no foul, but it will remain Impact ball. And there's a quick shot. That is up, and that is in there. And that is 2 points for number 2. And again, we will work on getting names as we possibly can, but that does indeed make the score 4-0 Impact with the early 4-point advantage. And there's a foul. And that's going to be a foul on number 3 for the Impact. Number 3 is Kathleen Murphy. Doing what we can here, just kind of getting these rosters on the fly. Again, it's such a quick turnaround between games, so we're getting them as we possibly can. But we do know that that was Murphy who was called with that foul. And there's a steal. That's stolen away by Murphy. Murphy on the steal, who just got called for that foul, gives it underneath to Owens. Owens with a shot. That is up, and that is no good, and that's rebounded by the Hornets. Hornets on the rebound. That was Robinson on that rebound. Pushing the ball back down the floor now. They're going to get held up a little bit at midcourt, and they're going to have this ball almost stolen away. Loose ball situation. Who's that going to favor? That jump ball situation favors red, so they say it will go back to the Impact. Hornets, the designated home team for this game. As Owens playing the point, calls out the play. Able to get it before walking with it is number 7, and she draws a foul on her way up. And so number 7, Spangler, will go to the line, and she will shoot a pair. So Spangler at the line for a pair of free throws. First shot is up, and it will be short and off to the side just slightly. So that one, no good. You're watching this on GBA TV. It's Jeremy Scott here at court number 1 at Dublin Jerome High School here in Columbus. This game between 2 3rd and 4th grade teams. And there's a rebound by the Hornets. Hornets on the rebound there. And back they come on offense. And then it's stolen right back. Murphy on the steal. Murphy on the other end puts it up, banks it home. 6-0 the score. Impact on top by a half dozen over the Hornets. And there's kind of a line change there. A lot of subs in, a lot of subs out. And there's a pass that's stolen away. Stolen away by the Impact from the Hornets, and there's a jump ball. This one I do believe is going to favor the Hornets since the last one went to the Impact. So yes, this will indeed be Hornet ball. Inbounds it comes, and that's stolen away again. So a lot of changing of possessions here. And there's a travel, so it's going to go right back to the Hornets. So there were a couple of steals in that sequence, and then once the Impact got the ball back and it seemed like they were going to possibly do something with it, they get called for a travel, so it goes right back to the Hornets. Inbounds it comes to Robinson. And she gives it off, and I do believe that is Houseman, if I can see that name properly on the back of the jersey. She got fouled around the half-court line. Non-shooting situation, but it will remain Hornet ball. Inbounding it will be Witt for the Hornets. And there's a shot that is up, and that is good. And so the score 6-2 now. Hornets finally stop their bleeding. On the other end, there's a travel. So 2 straight possessions results in travel calls on the Impact. And there it goes across the timeline. And on the spin, they're actually going to say that was a foul. No, they're going to say that was a travel. I'm sorry. And that travel on number 23, Beard. So 23 is Beard for the Hornets, and she is charged with that travel. And so Impact get the ball back. That's Largent. Remy Largent gives it off to Ava Bocchio. And that is number 10, who loses control of the dribble and gives it up to the Hornets. Back come the Hornets on offense now, pushing the ball up the floor. That is Beard. Beard on offense. Beard able to split a double team and draw a foul. And so Beard will step to the line, and she will get a chance to shoot 2 free throws. So apparently there is something of a free throw marker over there. I can't quite see it. I can't quite see the line. I think it's lightly painted onto that floor. But it is there, because I can see her positioning her feet just strategically as she shoots her first free throw, and it rims out for her.
Hey, you're up. Other side. Marley, go to the other side.
So Beard missed on the first free throw attempt. Takes her second shot, and that one falls for her. So the score is now 6-3. The Hornets have scored 3 straight, and they've cut it to a 3-point advantage for the Impact. On the other end, the Impact in the low post. That's a shot that is up, and that is good. And that is 2 points right there. Again, it's a 5-point advantage, 8-3, Impact on top. Robinson loses control of her dribble, and that's a jump ball situation. Who's that possession arrow favor? That possession arrow will favor the Impact, so the Impact get the ball back. So it is Red's ball. Largent finds somebody to inbound it to, and that is Bocchio. Gives it back to Largent. Largent gets it across the half-court line. Underneath the hoop and just a little bit too tall for number 8, I tell you, that was just a little bit out of her reach. And so it's going to go back to the Hornets. So to inbound it will be Witt. She pounds the ball, looking for somebody to pass it to, and she finds number 32, Houseworth. 32 Houseworth for the Hornets. And it's going to go back to the Impact now. And that is Owens who's playing the point for the Impact. She gives it off. On the drive, on the baseline, that shot up, and that shot is going to be contested. And they're going to say it was a non-shooting foul, I do believe. Are they? Thought that was the signal. No, they just waved out the shot entirely. Yep, non-shooting foul. Trying to get everything, all the ducks in a row here, folks, so just bear with us. As number 2, Largent has it. She gives it up to Owens. Back it comes to Largent. That's a short corner shot. That is up, and that is good. And it is indeed a 2-point bucket to make the score 10-3. And there's a steal by Largent. Largent with another shot. That one up. That one no good. Rebounded underneath the hoop. That shot contested, and there's another jump ball. This one's coming back to the Hornets. A lot of jump balls, a lot of loose balls, a lot of jump balls here so far today. And number 4 checks in for the Hornets. Number 23, Beard, checks out. That is number 1, Owens, gets the ball across the timeline. She gives it up to Houseworth. Houseworth is fouled. And that foul on number 9. Number 9 for the Impact is Kylan. And there's a steal by the Impact. Impact gets the ball back, pushing the ball back down the floor. That is Kylan. Kylan pulls up and almost walked with it, but was able to pass the ball before she did. However, she did give it up to number 1, Halcomb. So number 1 is Halcomb for the Hornets, and she's the one who came up with that ball, and it is now Hornets ball. Into the lane, and there is a collision, and it's given back to the Hornets after that. So Halcomb has it. Giving it up to Witt. Witt. Giving it up to Halcomb. Halcomb loses it off of her foot. And there's a timeout on the floor. 10-3 is the score. And in terms of clock, we're at exactly 6 minutes to go here in the first half. And you're watching this game right here on GBA TV. All right, we resume game action with a score 10-3. Just getting some rosters and all that kind of thing so that we can more accurately call this game as we go along. And slowly but surely we are getting it, we are making it happen. There's a jump ball, another jump ball, and this one's going to come back to the Impact. So the Impact with a 7-point lead and possession of this ball. And that is number 3, Murphy, to inbound, and she does to Owens. Kendall Owens with 2 points so far, playing the point, calling out a play, directing traffic. She gives it over to Murphy. Murphy over to Spangler, number 7. Spangler into the paint, and on the drive, she is fouled. And so Junie Spangler is fouled on the drive, and I do believe she is going to go to the line, and she is going to shoot foul shots. This is a two-shot situation, so say the referees. So Junie Spangler at the line. First shot is up. Swish. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Spangler to make the score 11-3. Spangler's second shot is up, and it rims out for her. No good, and out of bounds. And it will be Hornets ball. No, it will be impact ball. So check that. Murphy to inbound. Looking for somebody to pass to. Finds a woman underneath the basket. That's up. That's no good. That's Perrone. Kylie Perrone with a lot of second chance opportunities. Second, third, fourth chances. No good. There's another shot. That one's up. That's no good. That's rebounded by Spangler. Spangler fouled on her way up. So Junie Spangler, who just went 1 for 2 from the line, is going to go back to the line now. And she is going to get a chance at another pair of free throws. Two-shot opportunity here for Junie Spangler, who's 1 for 2. Spangler's first shot is up, and it's in. 12-3 is the score. Ayanna Foster checking into the ball game for the Impact, checking out Kylie Perrone. A couple of substitutions for the Hornets as well. And again, we're efforting to get names as best as we possibly can here. Spangler with a shot, and it rims out for her. So 2 shots both times for the line, at the line for Spangler, and she goes 1 for 2 both times. So she is currently at 50% from the line. She has 2 points, both of which have come from the charity stripe. The score 12-3. The Impact with the 9-point advantage, and there's a steal. Steal by the Impact. There's a shot that's up. That's no good. That's Spangler underneath. She gives it up to Owens. Owens has it blocked. Owens looking for somebody to pass to. Finds a woman underneath the basket. She has it blocked on her way up, and they're going to say it went out of bounds. No foul, just out of bounds, but it will remain Impact ball. Underneath the basket. That is Murphy to inbound, and she does to Owens. Owens with a quick shot. That's up. That's long off the iron, and that's no good. And it's rebounded by the Hornets. Couple of Hornets there both had their hands on the ball, and they were standing around there, and that gave the Impact a chance to get back on defense. There's a shot. That's up. That's no good. That's taken by Boccio. Boccio looking for somebody outside. That's Owens with a shot. That's up, and that's no good. And that's rebounded by the Hornets, and back they come on offense. And that's stolen away by Boccio. Boccio driving it down. She's going to pull up at the elbow, and she's going to pass it off. There's a shot. That is up, and that is no good. Rebounded by the Hornets once again. And that was Owens who was trying to tie it up, and that's going to go to the Hornets. It's Witt to inbound, and she does. Gives it off to Largent. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong roster. That is up, and that's no good. That's Robinson who gave it up, and that's a shot. That's up. That's no good. And there's a tie-up, and that's actually going to be a foul. That foul on number 2, Robinson. And there's a substitution. And Sowers, I believe, is number 31 for the Hornets. Checking out is Mercurio. So 4 is Mercurio. And there's a steal by Robinson. She puts it up, and she puts it in there. So 2 for Robinson for the Hornets. 12-5 is the score. And there's a press. And having some trouble with the press is number 4, Boccio. And it goes out of bounds.
The line is right here. Play until the ball goes out.
Some instructions from both coaching staffs. And it will be Murphy to inbound for the Impact. Murphy. Again, they've got this press they've got to beat. That's Owens. She gets it across the timeline. She gives it off to Murphy. Nice pass there. Murphy in the short corner. Murphy looking for somebody to pass it to. She finds Owens. Owens on the outside. She brings it back up top. Owens being guarded by Halcomb. Owens on the drive. That shot is up. That's no good. And that's another shot for the Impact. That's up. That's no good for Boccio. And it's Hornets ball now. There's a couple of opportunities there. And they went 0 for 2 on that trip there, did the Impact. And so it's Hornets ball. And there is a 10-second violation. That is a backcourt violation on Witt. They were looking for somebody to get it across to. They were not able to do so in time. And so it goes back to the Impact. Backcourt violation on the Hornets. That'll be Peyton Billeter to inbound it. Billeter inbounds it to Murphy. She's guarded by Beard. Beard pokes at it. She gets it back. Does Murphy. Pretty good defense there on the part of Beard, though. That's Murphy in the short corner. Murphy finding Kylan on the outside, and that's a travel violation. So they call it travel on Kylan. And it's Hornets ball once again. That'll be Halcomb to inbound. And Halcomb loses it. And the ball is tied up. And it will be Hornet ball. All right, so keeping track of this possession arrow. There have been a lot of jump balls here in the early going. Halcomb inbounds it. It inbounds it to Beard. No, I'm sorry, that's not Beard. That is number 21, whose name we don't have right now. And that's a shot that's up, that's no good, and that's rebounded by Kylie Perrone. Perrone on the rebound. She gives it up to Murphy. Murphy being trapped in the backcourt. She's able to beat the trap. She's able to get it across to the front court. That is Largent. Largent with a shot. That's up and good. Remy Largent for two. 14-5 the score in the first half. And there's a steal. That is a steal by Murphy. And they're going to say Murphy stepped out. Yep, they're going to say Murphy stepped out off of that steal. So good defense there by her, but mishap on the ball handle, and it goes back to the Hornets. Halcomb to inbound it. And she does. And there's a steal again by Largent. And then that's stolen away by Halcomb. And almost having it stolen away with the Hornets, and there's a walk. That's going to be a travel on Beard. And she was thinking about passing it to somebody, and pivot foot slipped just slightly, but that was enough to draw the whistle, and so it goes back to the impact. And that will be Billeter to inbound, and she does to Owens. Owens met at the half-court line by Beard. Gets it across to Kylan. Over it comes to Perrone. Perrone at the foul line, and Perrone on the drive gets fouled. That foul on number 21 for the Hornets. It's a non-shooting situation, so it will be Billeter to inbound again. Looking for somebody to pass it to. And that's a 5-second violation. There was no timeout or anything like that. They were trying to get somebody open, weren't quite able to do it, so it goes back to the Hornets. So we've seen a 10-second violation and a 5-second violation here in the last couple of minutes. That's Halcomb for the Hornets. Trying to get it over to Robinson, and comes underneath our table. And it will go back to the impact. That's Largent to play the point. And that's over to Billeter. Back to Largent. Largent. Back to Owens. Owens with a nice look there. That one, no good. It was a bank shot opportunity. Hit the backboard, rimmed out for her, and it's going to go back to the Hornets off the loose ball. "14-5 the score. It's Jeremy Scott here at court number 1 at Dublin Jerome High School. This GBA tournament. GBA TV is where you are watching this ball game as we speak. 1:27 to go here in the first half. And that's a shot by the Hornets. That's up, and that rims out. No good. And it's rebounded by Perrone. So Perrone with a nice rebound there for the impact. And across the court it comes, across the half-court line, over to Bocchio. Bocchio stops, pulls up, and they're going to call it travel. She stopped with the ball, but then before she shot the shot, she walked with the ball just slightly. But, and again, they're going to call that one every time. So 14-5 remains the score. The Hornets with the ball, down 9. And there's a pass, and there was a little bit of a miscommunication there by Beard. And on the other end, that's Kylan who drives it down, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by the Hornets. So the miscommunication turns out to be a no harm, no foul thing here for the Hornets. They're able to save it from going out of bounds. That's Robinson with some nice ball handling. And Robinson is going to be fouled, and she will be fouled by Owens. So Kendall Owens picks up the foul there on Robinson. And Robinson will be going to the foul line. Yes, she will. And checking back into the ballgame for the Hornets is Mercurio. Checking out Beard. Also checking into the game is Hallsworth for the Hornets as Robinson steps to the line in the anticipation of these free throws. Robinson. First shot is up on the 1-and-1. That is no good. And it's rebounded by Kylan. Over to Owens. Owens pushing the ball down the floor. Owens in the short corner. She takes a shot. That's up and no good. Underneath, that's an offensive rebound. Up and good. Kylie Perrone off the offensive board, puts the ball up and puts it in there to make it an 11-point advantage for her Impact, 16-5. On the other end, there's a steal. Stolen away. Bring the ball down the floor. That's Largent. Largent with a shot. That's up and that's good. Remy Largent for 2 more for the Impact. 18-5 your score right now. And we are in the late stages of this first half. We're at 18 seconds to go. The Hornets looking to try to cut into this lead before the teams huddle up. And that shot is no good. That's rebounded by Kylan. Kylan with the ball. Gives it off to Bocchio. Bocchio, she's got 3 seconds to do something. Bocchio is not going to get this ball off before the buzzer. And that will be how this first half ends with the score. The Impact 18, the Hornets 5. Back after this right here on GBA TV.
This is Tom Strasser from GBA TV Studios at the 14th Annual Celtic Classic here at Dublin Jerome. And you're watching GBA TV on Facebook and YouTube, where you are watching over 20 hours of live streaming games as well as interviews from players and coaches here at the Celtic Classic.
And we are back with the second half of action right here at Dublin Jerome High School. The score 18-5. The Impact lead the Hornets. Impact, an AAU team. The Hornets from the Chillicothe area. Inbounds it goes, or I should say inside it goes. That's to Perrone, who puts it up and in there. Kylie Perrone with 2 more for her team. 20-5 the score. Perrone has 4 so far this afternoon. And we can't officially say afternoon because it is the afternoon. Halcomb now with it. Halcomb, and by the way, we have both rosters, so this should be pretty smooth sailing the rest of the way, as smooth as it could possibly be. Halcomb with the ball now for the Hornets. Hornets have it stolen away. That is Murphy on the steal. Murphy has a wide open path to the bucket. Murphy on the lane, good. So Murphy with 2 more for the Impact. 22-5 the score. Up by 17 is the Impact. And out of bounds it goes, and it will remain Hornets ball. They're going to say that that was off of the Impact. That is Whitty who inbounded it, and that's a quick shot, and that is up and no good for Halcomb. And that's rebounded by Perrone. Perrone on the rebound. She gives it off to Murphy. Murphy with another wide open look at this one. This one is up and good again. So Murphy with 2 buckets so far in the early going in the second half, and the score is 24-5, and we are at 10:47 and winding here in the second half of play. Jump ball, and it will be going this way, so it will remain Hornets ball. Whitty to inbound. Inbounds it to Halcomb. Halcomb guarded by Murphy loosely. Now Murphy intensifies her defense a little bit. Almost steals away from Halcomb. Halcomb is able to maintain control though. She gives it off. That's a shot. That's up and that is no good. And over it comes to Largent. Largent has it. She gives off to Owens. Murphy with another wide open look at this bucket. This one's going to be up and it's going to be contested, but Murphy will step to the line and she will shoot 2 foul shots. No? Okay, they guess they called a travel. So apologies for the missed call there, but it is Hornets ball. 24-5 is the score. That's Halcomb playing the point. She's guarded by Murphy. Gets a pick from Robinson. And there's a steal. That's stolen away by Largent. Remy Largent pushing the ball down the floor. Dribbling with the left hand. Largent with the shot. That's up and that's no good. And that's stolen away. Not stolen away, but it's rebounded by Halcomb. Halcomb has it poked away, and then there's a loose ball. And the loose ball is going to favor this time the Impact because the possession arrow last time went to the Hornets, so back it comes to the Impact. Shout out to Jeff Ferguson, Tom Strasser, Caleb Graham, all the folks on the administrative end of this one. Always happy to be calling games right here on GBA TV. It's Jeremy Scott, and that is Owens. Kendall Owens gives it off to Perrone. She puts it up, and that rims out for her. And there's another tie-up. This one going to go back to the Hornets. So a few tie-ups here, and we're not even a full 3 minutes gone by yet in the second half. That'll be Whitty inbounding it for the Hornets. Playing the point, Halcomb. Halcomb. Crossover dribble. She gives it off to Robinson. Robinson looking for somebody to pass it to, and she's guarded pretty closely by Largent. I think they're going to get Largent with the foul here. So it was good defense, but it was a little too good. So Hornets keep the ball. That is Halcomb being guarded by Murphy. Halcomb on the drive. Halcomb with a shot. Halcomb's shot is no good, but they are going to get Murphy with the foul there, and so it will be a shooting foul. Halcomb will step to the line now, and she will attempt a pair of foul shots. Halcomb. First shot up, and good. Tell you what, doesn't matter how it goes in as long as it does go in, and that was the case there for Halcomb. Not necessarily the prettiest make, but it went in. 24-6, cuts the lead to 18. Halcomb with a chance to cut it to a 17-point lead now. Halcomb. No good on that one. And it's taken by the Impact. Owens pushing the ball up, almost has it poked away, but able to get it back was Boccio. Boccio Gives it up to Largent. Largent with a shot. That's up and that's long. It's rebounded by Kylan. Kylan loses it. That's taken by Halcomb. Halcomb now with it for the Hornets. Halcomb pushing the ball up the floor past the timeline. Halcomb on the spin. Halcomb on the drive. Halcomb on the shot. That is in the high post, and it was tipped and went out of bounds. And so it will remain Hornets ball. Checking into the game, Bolton House for the Hornets. Checking out number 32, Halsworth. Checking out of the ball game for the Impact, Largent. And checking back in is Foster, Ayanna Foster. Inbounds it comes. That's to Robinson, and Robinson is fouled on her way up, and so Robinson will now go to the line, and she will shoot a pair. They're going to get that foul, I believe, on Ayanna Foster, who just checked back into the ball game for the Impact. Robinson. Takes a few practice dribbles. Lines up her shot. Puts it up and short. So Robinson 0 for 4 so far at the line this ball game. As Halcomb checks out of the ball game for the Hornets. Checking in Mercurio. As Robinson puts it up, follows her shot, and I do believe they're going to get a lane violation because she stepped into the lane before the ball touched the rim, and so even if that ball had gone in, it wouldn't have counted. Back it comes to the Impact. That's Spangler inbounding it. She gives it off to Billiter. And out of bounds. Billiter stepped on that end line, and so it's going to come back to the Hornets. Whitty to inbound it. Looking for somebody to pass it to, and she finally does. She finds number 4, that's Mercurio. Mercurio almost loses it. Getting it back, though, is Whitty, and there's a travel. Going back to the Impact, so 24-6 remains your score. 8:47 to go here in the second half. Dublin Jerome High School, the site of this one. Jeremy Scott with you. Glad to be here, glad to be a part of this game. On the other end, that is Boccio. Getting called of a travel with a travel of her own. So Whitty inbounds it. That is Sowers. Sowers having it stolen away. That is Billiter on the steal. Billiter pushing the ball down the floor, lays it up, and that's short on that lay-in. And then the Hornets get it back, and I do believe Mercurio was fouled. Who are they going to get this one on? Yep. Didn't see the number, but it does remain Hornets ball. That's number 31, and that is Sowers bringing the ball down the floor. Sowers into the lane. That's into the high post. That was tipped on her way up, and underneath the hoop was a teammate to corral it, and she was fouled on her way up, and that foul on number 6, that's Peyton Billiter, who got called with that one. So Mercurio steps to the line, and she will shoot a pair. First shot up. It goes in there. Good. So Mercurio with that second shot, and short. Rebounded by Robinson, and Robinson gets fouled on her way up. So Robinson, on that second opportunity, is going to go to the line now and possibly put more points on the board for her team. Robinson so far today 0 for 4 at the line. Shot up and no good. Robinson with 2 points as checking back into the ball game for the Impact. Perrone checking out Foster. Robinson, second shot this trip. That one's short and rebounded by Perrone. And it's stolen away by Robinson on the other end, looking for Mercurio, and went over her head. Is she able to save it from going out of bounds? Well, yes, she is, as a matter of fact, and there's a tie-up, and that is going to favor the Hornets. So the Hornets will maintain possession. Good job there by Mercurio to save that ball from going out of bounds, and she actually saved a possession for her team. That is Whitty inbounding it, and she does. She inbounds it to number 31, Sowers. Sowers at the wing, almost loses it, able to get it back, and it's stolen away by number 9, Kylan. Kylan pushing the ball on the other end. Kylan with the shot, that's up, that's no good. And there's an offensive rebound, that's rebounded by Bocchio. There's a shot by Billiter, that one's up, and that one is going to go over the backboard, and that's going to be out of bounds every time. So it will be Hornets ball. $7:49 to go here in the second half. 24-7 the score. And that is Sowers almost losing it. Robinson with it now. She gives it off to number 21, and number 21 is Bolton House. That's Whitty. Over comes into the corner. Bolton House on the drive, puts it up, and Bolton House is fouled on her way up, and so Bolton House will now go to the line with an opportunity to shoot a pair. And that foul is on number 3, and number 3 is Murphy. And that's a 2-shot situation. So Bolton House, who is scoreless so far, has a chance to end that streak right now. Not on that shot, however. That one's short. As checking back into the ball game for the impact is Murphy, and checking out Kylan. Bolton House with a second shot here. Puts the ball up, and that one's short as well. So 0 for 2 for the line for Bolton House that time. And on the other end, that is Bocchio. Bocchio pushing it down, and she is guarded by Mercurio. Very good defense there. Good hustle by Mercurio to get back and force an errant shot. It was off the side of the backboard, and that's out of bounds, so it goes back to the Hornets. That is Bolton. I'm sorry, that's not Bolton House. That is number 31, Sowers, and she has it stolen away by Murphy. Murphy giving it off to Billiter. Billiter has some problems with that pass, and there's a loose ball. There's a big tie-up, and that one's going to favor the impact, so we'll keep the ball down on this end. Billiter to inbound. She does. There's a shot, that is up, and that is no good for Murphy, and that is taken by the Hornets. That is Mercurio on the rebound, and there's a tie-up, but the possession arrow favors the Hornets. 24-7 the score. Sowers pushing the ball down the floor. That is number 3, Murphy on her. Sowers has it stolen away by Murphy. Murphy, 1-on-2, she gives it up. Pushing the ball down the floor, that's Bocchio. Bocchio pulls up, and she has it blocked, and that's taken by Mercurio. Mercurio has it for the Hornets. Mercurio, she finds number 31, Sowers, and Sowers has it taken away. That's taken away by Murphy. Murphy on the baseline with a shot. That's up, that's no good. Rebounded by Murphy. Underneath it goes, that's Perrone. She misses her shot. Another opportunity for her. That one goes in. Kylie Perrone, 6 points so far, 26-7 the score. And that's a foul. That foul on number 3, Murphy. And that'll be number 15, Whitty, taking the ball out of bounds. Well, going to line up for free throws. And that's Sowers, who will be actually stepping into the line to shoot a pair. Houseworth checks in, as does Halcomb. Robinson checks out, as does number 15, Whitty. And checking out of the ball game for the impact is number 3, Murphy. As Sowers takes a shot, that one is no good. And rebounded by the impact. That was Spangler on the rebound. And travel is the call. So it's going to remain on that end. Hornets keep possession of this ball, or I should say get it back. Inbounding it is Halcomb to Sowers. Sowers, jump stop, gives it up to Bolton House. Bolton House has it stolen away. That's Largent on the steal. Largent's going to push the ball up the floor. Largent is looking ahead, and she gives it off to number 7, Spangler. And Junie Spangler gets fouled. And no shot. They wave off the shot. That foul on Mercurio. So Mercurio on the foul. Non-shooting foul, however, so it'll be Billiter to take the ball out of bounds and inbound it for the impact. Billiter gets it in. to Boccio. Back it comes to Owens. That's a shot. That is swish. Kendall Owens for two. 28-7 the score. On the other end, that is Mercurio backing into the lane. Mercurio back to Halcomb. Halcomb with the shot. That is up and banks in. Nice shot there for Halcomb, who has three. 28-9 the score, so Halcomb answers pretty quickly for her team after that shot that was made by Owens, and there's a steal. That one's taken by Owens. Owens has it for the impact. Owens pulls up. She's guarded by Halcomb. Number one on number one. And then stolen away. Mercurio on the steal off Owens. Mercurio pulls up, is going to shoot the ball, and that one's no good. Rebounded there by Halcomb, who banks it in. Nice sequence there by the Hornets. Good team effort there. 28-11 now the score. And there's a tie-up, and both players hit the deck. And looks like Owens might be hurt. And so there's an injury on the floor. So injury timeout here. 28-11 the score. 4:44 to play here in the second half. And we'll be back right here on GBA TV. So Owens was able to walk off the floor. And it's stolen away by the impact. Boccio on the steal. Boccio puts it up, and that was good defense there on the part of the Hornets to get back there and force an errant shot. And that's Mercurio who has it. She gives it off to Halcomb. Halcomb back to Mercurio. Almost has stolen away. Does have it stolen away. That is Boccio on the steal. Boccio has it. That's a short corner shot. That's up. That's no good. And that's rebounded by Halcomb. Halcomb with it, pushing the ball down the floor. She's got Largent on her. And that's going to be a push on Largent. And Halcomb will take the ball out of bounds. Clock stops at 3:49. 28-11 the score. Okay, so it's a shooting situation here for Halcomb. Halcomb is 1 for 2 at the line today. First shot up, that's no good. And that's rebounded by Kylan. She gives it off to Spangler. Spangler pushing the ball down the floor. Spangler is going to be called for a travel. Comes back to the Hornets. Mercurio at the point. She's met by Boccio. And they're going to get Boccio with the foul there. Good hard defense, but they're going to say that there was a foul. It's a two-shot situation for Mercurio. Mercurio, who has 1 point so far this afternoon. She's 1 for 2 at the line. Mercurio with a shot, and no good. Mercurio's second shot is up, and that one's not going to fall for her either. So Mercurio, 1 for 4 at the line. Pushing the ball down the floor, that's Boccio. Boccio, she gives it up, and it's stolen away. It's taken away by the Hornets. That's number 21, Bolton House, who had it. And that's going to be a travel as her knees slid across the floor as she was trying to pass it away. But it will go back to the impact either way. Murphy inbounds it to Largent. Over to Boccio. And that one's a foul on number 32, Houseworth. Largent to inbound, and she does. She has it stolen away by Mercurio, but they're going to say that off the steal, Mercurio stepped on that boundary line. That boundary line is tough to see when you're over there even, I would have to imagine, because, I mean, it's there, but it's almost obscured by the partition between this court and the next, so I can imagine that being a tough thing when you're over there. In any event, it is the Impact's ball. Murphy gives it off to Foster. Foster with a shot. That is an air ball, and out of bounds it goes, and back to the Hornets. Mercurio at the point for the Hornets. She is met by Boccio. Boccio pokes it, but able to get it back was number 31. That's Sowers. Into the short corner. That is Bolton House, who had it nearly knocked away from her by Kylan. But it goes out of bounds. And now Halcombe will inbound it. Inbounds it comes. That's a bank shot. That is up, and that is good for Bolton House. Nice shot there for her. 28-13 now, the score. And there's a travel by the Impact. So I haven't kept track of how many traveling violations have been called on the Impact this half, but I have to imagine that coaching staff is going to be looking at that in games to come and saying we've got to cut down on that, because that could really come back to haunt you if you're not careful in future games down the road. Just mental errors. And on the tie-up, it goes back to the Impact. That'll be Kylan to inbound it for the Impact. Gets it inbounds to Perrone. Perrone. Over to Kylan. Up to Boccio. Underneath the hoop. That's to Perrone. Nice looking sequence there. Nice ball movement on the part of the Impact as Perrone puts it in for two to make it a 30-13 game. Mercurio fouled. That foul on number 4, Boccio. So Mercurio fouled by Boccio, and now Mercurio will step back to the line for a pair. Checking out of the game for the Hornets is number 1, Halcombe. No, she's just coming over to get some instructions, it looks like. As Mercurio takes her first free throw, and that's no good. Peyton Billiter checks in for the Impact, and checking out Ava Boccio. Mercurio's second shot is no good. And out of bounds it goes, and it will go back to the Impact now with 2:19 to play in the second half. And there's a steal. Steal on the inbounds pass, and then it's stolen back by Owens. Owens has it for the Impact. Owens pushing the ball down the floor. Owens on the lay-in is good. Kendall Owens for two, 32-13. Nice coast-to-coast move there by Owens. Over to Halcombe. Halcombe with a jump stop, with a shot. That's up, that's long, off the back of the iron. That's taken by Billiter, and Billiter looks like she took a shot, and they're going to say that that's a foul on 32 Houseworth. Billiter lost her glasses in the whole process, but she looks like she's okay. And she's going to be the one to take the ball out of bounds for the Impact. Inbounds it to Owens. Owens trapped in the backcourt. Owens looking for somebody to pass to, has it stolen away by Houseworth. Houseworth on the drive on the lay-in, that's no good. And that is rebounded by Kylan. Kylan gives it off to Owens. Owens gets it across the timeline. No, she does not. And Owens finally does get it across the timeline. And that's to Billiter. Billiter with a shot. That's up. And that one does not fall for her. Rebounded by Kylan, who puts it back up. That's no good. And that's rebounded by number 32, Houseworth. Houseworth tied up. And it will go to the Hornets. So the Hornets, off of the rebound, will keep this possession. And that's Mercurio giving it off with a shot. That's a wide open look there. Not able to drain it was Houseworth, as Owens pushes it back down now. Owens is going to pull up, almost had it poked away from behind. Owens calls out a play. That's Foster. Foster, play it on the wing there. Has it stolen away by Mercurio. Mercurio gets it back, then Billiter gets it back for the Impact. Billiter gets the ball across the timeline. After all that, she gets it to Perrone. Perrone with a shot in the low post. That's up, that's no good. And there's an offensive rebound. Nope, it's going to be taken by the Hornets. Mercurio in that scrum loses it then, and she gives it back to Billiter. And there's a jump ball, and Billiter hit the deck. Good sportsmanship there on the part of Bolton House for the Hornets. She offered to help her up. Billiter, though, wanted to, I think, as a matter of pride, get up under her own power, and she did. So she's okay, everybody's okay, and we resume play. And that is Owens who loses it. Owens loses it and gets it back. She gives it off to Kylan. Kylan got the ball and then walked with it. So she caught the ball and took a step after she caught it instead of dribbling it right away, and so it goes back to the Hornets. We're at 20 seconds and winding in this ball game. 32-13 is the score. Underneath. That's a shot. That's up. That's no good. That's rebounded. And that's no good by Bolton House. And that's Billiter. Billiter pushing the ball down the floor. Billiter's going to pull up with it. I'm not sure that she ever had full control of it, so that's why she did that pretty heady play there. She's not trying to do too much. And that will be how this one ends. The final 32-13. And we'll be back with more right here on GBA TV. The Impact take this one over the Hornets. Thank you.